Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another Revisitag challenge where I pull a tag completely at random out of this jar and then without any prep at all go through the tag with you. So let's go for the one that I can reach because my fingers, they're fat hands. They're fat hands. Today's one is going to be the Loki book tag. So the Loki book tag is actually pretty new in comparison to some of the other tags that I have in this jar. It was created by Break Even Books and is about 6 months old when I put it into my spreadsheet. So I'm imagining it's going to be very superhero heavy and probably related to the Loki TV series that came out at Disney around the time. I think did she just do maths? Did she just put 2 and 2 together? That is what happens when there is zero prep. So the first prompt is Mischief, a book with a mischievous character. That's an easy one. Give me a sec. Skullduggery Pleasant is one of the most mischievous detectives I've ever come across in literature. Not only that, Derek Landy, the author of this, is also a very cheeky, mischievous man, so you can just imagine how cheeky and mischievous all of his characters are. Skullduggery Pleasant is about a skeleton detective and his plucky sidekick, she's not a sidekick, I just like saying that, who solve magical crimes and save the world on multiple occasions. It's a 15-book series and it's fucking epic. The second prompt is Variant, show a book you have more than one copy of. Again, not particularly difficult. I have 2 copies of The Love Hypothesis, and I will always have 2 copies of The Love Hypothesis. The paperback version was gifted to me by Lizzie, who is my flatmate, for Christmas, I think, this year just gone, and I got myself the Illumicrate copy because it's just so goddamn fucking cute. I mean, I think I did this in one of my recommendation videos, but I just want to do it again. Just, can we? It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And it's such a gorgeous romance. Now, for someone who doesn't massively love romance, except I do really love romance, I just like to pretend that I don't like romance, this reads very similar to like a contemporary with angst and yearning, and just then the sex scene is just, whew, and it did make me cry, I'll admit it. It's not because it's sad, it just, I cried because I realised that men like this don't exist in real life. That's why I cried. But anyway, completely off topic. 2 copies of the same book. There we go. Variant 2 for prompt 3 is a series where you have multiple copies, and that's still doable, but it's more embarrassing. I have the paperbacks and hardbacks of the Cruel Prince series. And I always will. I'm not giving these up for nobody. For nobody. I just really enjoyed them as a series. I don't really like Holly Black's other writing. I'm currently forcing my way through the Book of Night thing, of which I've got a very swanky copy, but I'm just not enjoying it. And I really struggled with her original story, of which The Cruel Prince is technically a spin-off. So I am nervous about the Oak book that's coming out, but like, that trilogy though, chef's kiss. The fourth prompt is Prune, a book you have recently got rid of or one that you plan to get rid of. The internalized homophobia in this book is rife, and Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe has been reading on beyond where I got to, and it doesn't improve. I pre-ordered and am DNFing and unhauling Only on the Weekends by Dinata. I'm sorry. Prompt 5 is Enchantment, a book you could not put down. Cast you under a spell. I'm now with Clown in a Cornfield. This one had me absolutely by the throat. It was so much fun to read and was such a great mix of classic slasher tropes mixed with, you know, Gen Z wokeness, and I just really enjoyed it. Like, it's a really, to coin my phrase that I use every time, that it's got to the point where it like sticks in my throat, it's a good time. And I love a thriller, and I love a slasher, and I love a horror, and it's just all of those things. But then it also has banter and campiness. It's like if Carry On did a proper horror film. Like, it feels like I'm watching a horror film. It was a good time. It was a good time. Prompt 6 is Timekeepers, a series that has stood the test of time. A lot of the series that I have finished are actually like pretty recent series. And series that I read when I was younger, I don't know if they're going to stand the test of time because I haven't reread them yet. So I think I'm just going to have to go with the one that I feel like I will most likely read again and enjoy with the exact same ferocity that I enjoyed it the first time. And that is the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. I loved this series. There is trigger warnings for sexual assault in book 2 that no one really gave me a heads up about, and that is a trigger that I need. but this was so beautifully written. And when I tell you that I think V.E. Schwab is a poor man's Laini Taylor, I'm saying it with my whole chest, and I'm saying it specifically about this series. It is a Romeo and Juliet retelling, angels and demons, and it's so beautiful and it's so well crafted. And if my writing could be half as good as this, I'd be a very happy writer. Prompt 7 is Asgard, a book with royalty or godlike creatures. Royalty or godlike creatures. Oh, actually, yeah, there we go. No one is surprised. She got it in another video. Literally lived to recommend this book. This is Ruin Song by Julia Ember. This is a sapphic, important, sapphic retelling of the Phantom of the Opera, where this character here, Cadence, can literally sing you to death. Magic is all related to music, and she is one of the most powerful musicians out there, and her enemy is also her childhood friend who is fighting for the rebellion against the royals that she works for. It's a good fucking time. It's wild, and because it's a standalone it does end very abruptly, but it's still a 5-star recommendation from moi. 8 is Daggers, a book that cut emotionally deep. That's not going to be difficult. I've got loads of fucking sad books. I'm going to go for this one just because I don't get an opportunity to recommend it very often. It's weird. It's a dystopia, but they're bees. Imagine Handmaid's Tale, but they're bees. Imagine literally any dystopia, the Hunger Games, but they're bees. There is a very sad moment at the end, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but just know that I cried. And then I gave it to Lizzie, my flatmate, and she cried too, so it cuts deep. And then number 9 is Illusion, a book you bought because the cover was stunning, but then it turned out to be really bad. I think we can all agree this one absolutely suckered us. I mean, Illumicrate did a beautiful edition of A River Enchanted. Stunning, shiny, everything. Mine is torn, ignore that. But I know of exactly one person that enjoyed this. Everyone else agrees with me that it's really fucking boring. It's so boring. Don't tell me they're going to be like enemies to lovers, rivals to lovers, and then just make them angsty teens but in adult bodies with adult responsibilities. I don't care. It was boring. I'm annoyed I didn't do the effort sooner, to be honest. So, who can I tag in a Loki tag? Well, I don't think I've tagged Becca in anything except the Skullduggery Pleasant one yet, and I feel like Loki is very much Becca's vibe. So, Becca from Book Sanctum, I'm tagging you. I feel like Kelly from the Velvet Library might also really get a kick out of Marvel type stuff, so I'm going to tag her as well. So yes, Becca and Kelly, if you wouldn't mind doing this tag and then letting me know so I can see what your responses to this tag were. Put something green in the comments down below just to let me know you were here. Do you agree with any of my responses to this tag? Do you disagree? Also let me know, because we like the controversy, we like the discussion, we like books. Make sure to treat yourself to something from Waypoint because it supports me and my content, and it's very important, have a nice day.